my lips hydrated, just under the eye and on top of the eye. Mrs. Solutions, Mrs. Resilient. Hey, what's up? My name's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, like and subscribe. This is the Hey Nicole Early channel where we talk about how to make money online, business, lifestyle, and wellness. And today we're gonna do a little get ready with me. Disclaimer, I'm not a makeup girly. I know how to do my same simple routine that I have compiled over the last few years, and I'm just gonna do my makeup while I talk business to you all and just kind of chit chat. I'm also not gonna show the products I use. I'm just gonna talk about the techniques I use because these products ain't sponsoring me. And also, I don't even know if these are the best products. These are just the products that work for me. So yeah, let's get into it. Before I start, I always like to hydrate and moisturize. First, I'm just gonna put some lip product on, keep my lips hydrated, you know, shout out to all the dry lipped girlies. So I'm just going to start off with some setting spray just to kind of moisturize the skin. I do have this little like eye cream, so I'm gonna put some of that on just under the eye and on top of the eye so you can make sure it's extra hydrated. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk some more about mindset. You know, there's so many ways to make money online. I talk about it here on my channel. I also share some of the channels that I follow that give you tips and tricks on how to make more money online, how to walk in abundance and live a financially free life. YouTube is full of these types of videos and resources. But the one thing that I think is truly a difference maker in your journey to making money, having a career, and just living the life that you dreamed. And that thing is your mindset. 90% of life is how we react, 10% is what happens to us. And how we react is a direct correlation to our thoughts, our perceptions, and overall that internal dialogue we have with ourselves. So if you learn anything from me, which I'm sure you're gonna learn a lot, but one of the things that I want people to take away is just about curating the mindset for success, because that is what's going to get you through. But yeah, that's the thing, the difference maker is just having a mindset that's primed for success. Because no matter what path you choose, there's going to be obstacles, and you just have to have the mental fortitude to push through the obstacles and to the mental capacity even to, you know, think of solutions. And the only way you can really do that is by curating and building a positive and resilient mindset. That is what I would say is one of my greatest assets. I am Mrs. Solutions, Mrs. Resilient, and you know, I'm a big advocate of, you know, don't tell yourself no. So often we stop ourselves before we give ourselves a chance. You know, we don't even try because we don't think we're gonna get it. When in reality, you know, what's for you won't miss you. But if you don't ever try and take a chance, then you're never gonna receive what's for you. Some things you can do to build your mental resiliency, I would say start with your self-talk. Throughout the course of a day, we think about 80,000 thoughts. From the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, 80,000 thoughts. And that might be a conservative. If you're someone like me who has a little touch of ADHD, self-diagnosed ADHD, then it might be more. If you had to ask yourself, how many of those thoughts would you say are positive, are encouraging, are speaking of the success and the accomplishments you wanna achieve in this life? For a lot of us, we are our own biggest enemy, because all day we're telling ourselves in our head how we can't do it, how we're not good enough, how we don't deserve it, how it's never gonna be us because, you know, I'm poor. So again, I'm not Jackie Ina, I'm not a beauty guru. This is what I do. It might not even make sense in terms of makeup, you know, watching this video. I promise We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. We're just gonna blend this in. Ask yourself, out of, how many of your thoughts are positive, are encouraging, are speaking to the future you want to create? And what you'll find, depending on where you're at in your journey, but if you're just starting on this journey of positive self-talk, positive thinking, you'll probably find 90% of those thoughts are quite negative. Quite disparaging against yourself. And, it's not your fault because, you may not be aware, but after today, after this video, it's going to be up to you to make changes and implement actions in your life to help change the record player in your head. I'm going to put on some foundation, just put it go over where I contour. So take inventory of your thoughts. How many of them are positive? How many of them are negative? And then start to outline what you listen to. What are you consuming? What are you watching? Are you waking up, scrolling on social media, watching Zeus Baddies Club, Krishan and Blueface, up to date on all the latest gossip news, all that stuff, all that information vibrates at a frequency that actually lowers your mood, lowers your energy, and keeps you stuck in a loop where you are not thinking good thoughts. It could be anything from, thinking about the news that you saw on social media, the gossip, or just internalizing that. You could be, looking at people's highlight reel and getting down on yourself because you're not where you want to be and you feel like you're behind. Take inventory of what you're consuming, because what we consume influences us. Whether we agree with it or not, we can think we have the strongest disposition, meaning we pick and choose what influences us and what doesn't. But the thing about the subconscious mind is it's always listening. It's always listening, and it is very simple. So if you are saying and repeating things, your conscious mind is absorbing it as, okay, that's who we are, that's what we do, these things are okay. And what you'll have to do is rewire your mind. And to do that, it takes switching and changing what you're consuming. Just like when you want to lose weight, get healthy, get fit, you have to change what you eat. You can't have a McDonald's diet and expect to have a bodybuilder built. Those two things do not correlate. So same thing with your mindset. You can't expect to be a millionaire but consume the diet of a broke person. Consume the content of somebody who, doesn't have the same goals as you. You have to start to set yourself apart by distinguishing and separating your thoughts from your current reality, things that aren't working, things that are not going right, and switch those thoughts to things that are going right, to the reality you want to live in, to your ideal, your dream life. You have to start to curate and tell yourself what to think, essentially. And you can do that a few different ways. One of my favorite ways is affirmations. I love affirmations. I would recommend starting in the morning, listening to affirmations. The first, few minutes you wake up, find something, an affirmation tape or YouTube video that you like that you can listen to as you're getting up, as you're doing your morning routine, and start to coat your brain in positive thoughts, positive sayings to get you going in the right direction to start your day. Doesn't mean you can't or should never, get on social media or check Shade Room. I check Shade Room. I follow Shade Room on site. I love all that stuff, In the words of Joanne the Scammer, I'm a messy, but I know that content diet is not going to get me to where I want to go. So I make it a point to read one book a month. Reading is also audiobooks, so I make it a point to make sure that my diet is set up to help me get to where I'm going. But I also, still find enjoyment. What is life without enjoyment? But I know that enjoyment is not going to help me buy my dream house. I know that I need to continue going in a certain direction with my thoughts and my actions to get to where I want to go. And so I would encourage you to start to identify one or two maybe social media accounts that you can either unfollow or turn your notifications off on, and find, 2 or 3 accounts that you can follow that have positive content. Or maybe you already follow a luxury lifestyle social media account, but you're just not getting served their content because of the algorithm. Go subscribe to them, turn on their notifications so they start to show up first in your feed. So I want to go back to the morning routine and some other things you can do to just prime yourself and coach your brain for positivity and success. So there's affirmations. I also recommend journaling in the morning. The thoughts we often think in the first thing in the morning are the leftover thoughts from yesterday. And journaling is a great way to help get out your thoughts on paper. And it's a, how would you say, it's a low stress way to express yourself without judgment. Only you're gonna see the journal. You're not, you can have a writing prompt, but you don't have to. And I would encourage you to just set a timer and write for 5-10 minutes in the morning. I always recommend starting with a gratitude list. I'm grateful for my health. I'm glad I woke up. I'm glad the sky's blue. I'm, so grateful for my family. Whatever it is you're grateful for, I would recommend writing a few things that you're grateful for first, and then just start to journal how you feel, what's on your mind, what you're excited about, maybe what you're frustrated on, about what you're working on, what you're hopeful for. Whatever's on your mind, there's no right or wrong answer. Use that time in the morning to do a brain dump, to express yourself without judgment. Because believe it or not, throughout the day, we are judging ourselves because we're trying to rush through our to-do list. We have clients, we have work, we have family, we have all these things that, show up in our life that attempt to rush us and to attempt to tell us we're not doing enough, we're not moving quick enough. But that 5 or 10 minutes in the morning to journal, either by hand, pen and paper, or in your phone, is your time to just brain dump and express everything that's on your mind and heart without judgment. So that's something I would recommend including into your morning routine in order to coach your brain for positivity and prime your mindset for success. Another activity I would recommend is drinking a healthy beverage that is going to energize you but help you avoid burnout. Coffee lovers, come close. This is for you, because I am you. I was you. I'm always gonna be a coffee lover. I love coffee. It tastes good. I love how it makes me feel, but I hate the crash. So in the last 2 months, I've started looking for different alternatives that are gonna give me energy, but also avoid the crash and sustain me throughout the day. Because what was happening with coffee, you think, I had 1 cup, but I need some more energy. Okay, I'll drink another. And then before you know it, you've drinking 2 or 3 cups and you're jittery. You can't focus. Your eyes are darting all over because the coffee got you juiced up. And overall, it's really not the healthiest thing, especially if you are like me and my coffee is like a third of milk. So it's not black coffee that, black coffee is healthy for you. My coffee is coffee with like creamer and, a little bit of sugar or honey. I have started using, sugar-free creamer, but overall I've switched to this stuff. I call it the pink drink, and it's a natural energy, like powdered drink that is technically it's pre-workout, but it's anytime energy. If you take 1 scoop, it's supposed to be for anytime energy, 2 scoops for pre-workout. And so I've been doing that in the morning. I just take like a shot of it, and it gives me so much natural energy. And I'm talking like, my last name is Early, but I'm not a natural early person at all. I'm a night owl. I do my best thinking at night. I love staying up late, but I'll wake up at 6 a.m., 5:50, getting ready for yoga, and I'll take some of that and I'll be juiced. Like energy, not bouncing off the walls, but just like naturally awake in a very refreshed type of way. So I recommend you find a beverage that does that for you. I know a lot of my friends drink matcha. One of my other homegirls just put me onto some herbs that she's been taking that have naturally given her energy. But it's time to, find that beverage that is going to taste good. Hopefully it tastes good, but ultimately give you that natural sustained energy to fuel your morning and support you throughout the day. All right, 1 eyelash on, another one to go. Another high vibe activity, which might shake the table, so don't come after me, is cutting out the negative people in your life. Talking about that negative auntie, talking about that negative friend, the one, every time you have some good news, they find a way to chop you down. Yeah, I know the love may be real, but if you have people in your life who are not actively encouraging or supporting you or in support of of you and where you're going, then it's really best to limit your interaction with them as much as you can, distance yourself. I know some people might say, shoot, the negative people in my life are my parents, my husband, my wife, whoever, my kids, people who you can't so easily cut off or wouldn't want to easily cut off, which I completely understand. So there's two ways to approach dealing with negative people in your life who are not supportive of your visions and your goals. I like to use the analogy of a thermometer and a thermostat. A thermometer is going to tell you what the temperature is, meaning if it's 72 in the house, a thermometer is going to tell you it's 72 in the house. Whereas a thermostat is going to set the temperature. If it's 72 and you want it to be 67, a thermostat can make that happen. It can adjust the temperature to bring it down or up to where you desire it to be. Some people in your life you can only, be a thermometer to them. You're gonna say, hey, this is my good news, and they're gonna tell you, well, this is that, this is not that. This is what it is, this is what it ain't, this is how I feel about it. For those people, all you can do is insulate yourself against them, meaning protect and build up mental walls so you are able to bounce off whatever negativity they're saying to you with a positive encouragement. And that could be done internally. I'm not saying you have to go tit for tat with your mom, but that could be internally. If she groans when you say, oh mom, I'm starting a business, and she's like, and your mind say, I'm so proud of myself, and it sounds silly, it sounds crazy, but sometimes you gotta be a little delusional to get what you want. Because what's the alternative? Saying, oh, my mom's right, I should never pursue nothing. I should just be right here where she wants me at, where they want me at, because that's what makes them comfortable. They can only tell me the current time, but they can't change it. Whereas thermostats, they are changing the temperature. And you want to be a thermostat, someone who is changing the temperature, meaning I want this, I'm going to go get it. And with people who, can't keep up with the changes in the direction that you're going in your life, those might be maybe people you're not as close with, but you're connected to. Those people, all you can do is just change the temperature on them. Sometimes changing the temperature means not going out with them because you're working on your business plan. Sometimes it's changing the temperature mean I gotta miss this vacay because y'all trying to throw money in Vegas, and I'm trying to throw money towards these stocks and bonds so I can get a dividend paid out later in life. So take inventory of who's in your life and what they're given. Are they a thermostat or a thermometer? And outline some ways to handle it accordingly. I'm a big fan of pros and cons lists, writing things down before I have to say it or have a hard conversation, and just starting to practice, the responses I'm gonna give when I know that person I love but is not supportive of me is going to say something. We all got that auntie, that uncle, that friend, that pastor, whoever, whose compliment is in reverse, which is really just an insult. They're in our life whether we like it or not. So what we have to do is, instead of waiting for them to change, we have to be that change and insulate and protect ourselves so we can continue to pursue the direction and the changes that we're making and the goals we're striving for. But the people you hang out with matter, and they're going to impact your life whether you like it or not. So be intentional about who you're spending time with. This one came out really cute. Okay, it's kind of lifting a little. Yeah, those are some things you can do to start to coach your mind in positivity and develop the mindset that is not only going to help you attract the success and the life you want, but also help you maintain it, And there's a reason why we see people who win the lottery and then, a decade later, they don't have that money. They're in the same position they were before they won. Money can change things for sure, but it only reveals who you are as a person. And if you are not a person who can maintain, grow, nurture, and steward large sums of money, then guess what? It's not gonna come to you, or if it does come, you won't be able to sustain it. And I'm all about sustaining it. The goal is to create generational wealth. It's not just for, us to enjoy and live high on the hog and, live our best life. It's for our great grandkids to also enjoy those same luxuries and liberties, and just to have options and choices. As a Black woman, you know, I'm very aware of my family's history and all the firsts that happened in my family. First to go to college. I'm not the first to own a business. I come from a long line of business owners, but I guess the first to own a business in this specific industry of PR and marketing, professional services. And you know, we're only a few generations removed from the ending of slavery. So unfortunately, we as Black people have a very, you know, significant disadvantage, and our goal should be to put not only ourselves but future generations ahead so they can start off better than where we've started off. And to do that, you know, pursuing business as a vehicle to do that, it requires us to change as people to be the type of people that can sustain that type of wealth. Not only sustain it for ourselves, but for future generations. And I know that's the type of person I want to be. And if you're watching this and you made it this far into this video, I'm assuming that's also the type of person you want to be. So let's be those people together. Let's make the changes we need to make. Let's analyze our lives, have those hard conversations with ourselves and the people we love, push ourselves, our families, our communities, and our culture forward. When I say culture, I mean our culture as Black people forward, because we are in this together, whether we like it or not. Your success is my success is your success. And our failures are, you know, are shared too. So the further we can individually and collectively take the baton, the better it'll be for all of us as a people. And that's what gives me hope. That's what keeps me going, because I am on that same journey. Every day is not easy. I have thoughts that aren't always positive. It is a ongoing, you know, training. Just like I exercise my body, I have to ongoingly exercise my mind too. And there's a lot of days where I don't feel like it. But thank you so much for getting ready with me. That's my boo, he's outside, about to go to a basketball game. I'm so excited, a little date night. And I would love to hear from you. What are 1 or 2 things you're gonna be implementing in your daily routine in order to prime your mind for success and coach your brain in abundance? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you on the next video. Peace.